So I think we all got to thank the Lord for this one, man, because, oh my God, bro, we are finally done with buys in 2025. I swear every single round has had 18 buys for no reason, and I really don't understand. I think everyone and their dad is a little bit confused on why there were so many buys in like every round. I mean, yeah, the opening round disaster had a little bit of an effect with it, but honestly not as much as what you would probably think. So I really don't know. I think next year they're going to change a lot, but it's round 17. I swear we've had buys for like the last 8 rounds. So I get to finally make a full-length video talking about every AFL team. This is truly the best day of my life, which probably indicates my life so far has been pretty boring. If anyone wants to donate, like, you know, Sydney Sweeney to me or something like that to spice up my life, that would be greatly appreciated, because what the hell am I doing? I can't believe I just said that this is the best day of my life. Anyway, let's move on from that. We got the first game, Western Bulldogs versus North Melbourne. I actually thought the Bulldogs looked pretty good against the Swans, who the Swans finally had like a near healthy team and actually looked like they were playing some of their, you know, old best footy, but it just wasn't enough to get past the Doggies, who, I mean, yeah, like Darcy playing forward just absolutely cut, you know, Sydney up at the start, and then other blokes started to get off the chain. But Isaac Heaney looked back at his best for the Swans again. The Dogs played really good. North Melbourne, not so good. They got absolutely touched by Hawthorn. It was, you know, a really, really bad performance. And honestly, in my opinion, the game looked worse on the list management than anyone else in North Melbourne, because the years and years of everyone just saying, North, you really need to go and select backmen, just, they never ever like listened, and the backline just got absolutely destroyed. I mean, watching that backline try and play was just something that wasn't good. Again, I hope for them they can have a better performance, but yeah, they got to play a really informed Darcy. Norton is playing a lot better as well. The Dogs forward line is actually connecting really well. I do fear for North that this could be another game where a team gets off the chain, so we'll have to wait and see, but I will be tipping Western Bulldogs here. I don't know how North are going to go. Again, Carlton versus Collingwood Friday night. This is one of the biggest games for Carlton in their team's history, because as we know, for some reason, Collingwood, they tend to keep it closer than most teams for some reason. Like, Collingwood usually get all their wins, but they're not a team that's going to usually blow you out, while Carlton are just coming off a couple of really bad performances as of late. Again, what I watched from them against Port Adelaide was just disgusting, really. And I mean, I feel bad for Vossi. I feel bad for a lot of people at Carlton. I think there's going to be a ton of change over the off-season. But yeah, Carlton really need to, I mean, if they could win this one, I think it would calm things down, really. But even if they just made it tight and just, you know, I also think that would calm it down. But if they lose this game massively, oh my God, the fallout, bro. The fallout would be worse than the actual fallout from the Fallout TV show, if you guys know what I mean. That's how crazy I think it will be if Carlton get blown out here. I'll be tipping Collingwood, but I think it's going to be a close game. At least I hope it is, for Carlton's sake. I don't know. Again, West Coast versus Giants. Yeah, I don't know if there's much to this one. It would be cool if West Coast, you know, got a little surprising upset or something like that. But I think I'm going to tip the Giants to, I think they'll be pretty steady and pretty relaxed coming into this. But yeah, hopefully West Coast make it a decent game. Again, on the Saturday, we have Essendon versus Gold Coast, which every week seems to be a massive week for Gold Coast. And I mean, they played some really good footy last week. But it is very obvious that they have to keep winning these games to make finals, because after this week or two, I think they've got Collingwood and Brisbane. It's something crazy like that. Or maybe Adelaide. I think they've got Adelaide in there as well. A lot of really, really tough teams for them to play. So they're going to have to get the wins on the board against the teams that they should be beating. And I mean, this is at Marvel Stadium. I fear that Damien Hardwick might be semi-cursed at Marvel Stadium, but In saying that, Essendon still have a ton of injuries, and I'm pretty sure it was just like a couple of days ago where they had like 3 blokes get injured on the training track. So I still think we're waiting to see how serious a lot of those injuries are and how long they're going to be out for at the time making this video. But yeah, I mean, this could be, it should be a win by the Suns, but Essendon, you know, they look like they're still trying, which is actually really good. Like, if I was a Bombers fan, I'd be pretty proud at this really young team that generally just looks like it is putting in a massive effort. So I highly respect that. Again, Geelong versus Richmond at GMHBA. I fear, as a Richmond fan, that this could be a big thrashing by the Cats here. I mean, the Tigers have to be calm and stable. They had a more experienced team, you know, last week than what they have had in previous weeks, bringing in Lafau and Blight. Obviously, I think they'll go with the experience against the Cats. You don't want to get blown out at GMHBA. That can be a legitimate soul crusher, and I wonder if this is the week where Jane Short maybe comes back in as well, just to try and calm things down, because yeah, you don't want to be blown out at the Cattery, and it could very well happen. They probably poison themselves, I think is the word, to beat Richmond pretty badly here. Again, I'll probably tip the Cats. Brisbane versus Port Adelaide at the Gabba. This is a really weird one because, in my opinion, you don't really know what Port Adelaide you're going to get. I've seen some weeks where Port Adelaide are really, really good and look like the top 4 team that they have been for a couple years, and then other weeks where they look like the bottom 4 team that they were at once or twice this year. So, I mean, what Port Adelaide are we going to be getting here? That is the question. Could be the upset of the round. They could honestly go to the Gabba and beat Brisbane because they do have a really solid team still. But I will be safe, and I'm going to tip the Lions just because I still think the Lions are, I mean, other than Collingwood, they're the best team in it, in my opinion. I think they're really good, and they've got a lot going on. I still think they will take it to Collingwood in the finals, and that should still be a really good matchup. But I'll tip Brisbane here. Again, St Kilda versus Hawthorn at Marvel. Yeah, I think I will go and lock in Hawthorn. I weirdly enough feel like Hawthorn, you know, they actually, in my opinion, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like they play a lot elsewhere compared to a couple of the main MCG teams. Like, Hawthorn are a main MCG team, and they definitely play in Tassie, like, at least, I think, 4 or 5 times a year. I swear they play in Marvel a couple times of the year. They definitely have some, you know, a lot of Vic games that get played in Tassie, and then at Marvel, I feel like too. I could be very wrong on that, but they're playing the Saints here, who, yeah, I can't really get a read on them. I mean, they're not very good, but they're going into the off-season with massive hope and massive promise. Hawthorn should take care of them, really, because Hawthorn, I mean, when they're on, they are absolutely on. They're actually finding some guys. Like, I was watching that, I think his name's Max Ramsden or something. Max Ramsdale, maybe, I can't remember. But he was like number 38 for Hawthorn. Big, tall, ruck forward. Actually looked kind of solid, I'm not going to lie. Very clumsy player, but, you know, he actually looked all right. Wonder if he can have another good week here against the Saints. I'll tip Hawthorn, nevertheless, but yeah, we'll see. Again, Sydney versus Fremantle at the SCG. Sydney are playing so much better footy right now. They do actually look really strong, and they're starting to bring some guys back. Heaney looks like he's hitting form. Freo, you know, they look pretty good. They're still 100% in that top 8 hunt, obviously. I'll go the better team here, which is Freo. But this is another one where I'm like, could Sydney get the upset? They actually look pretty good, and they look like they're starting to build something. So that wouldn't surprise me too much, but we'll have to wait and see. I think Fremantle is just a better team, and they should probably take it to Sydney here. Again, Adelaide versus Melbourne, the last game. Yeah, Melbourne, they, at a lot of times, for me, looked like a disaster against Gold Coast. I didn't like what I saw from them whatsoever. I know Lever hasn't been playing good, but was it right to drop him? I'm not too sure. I think they'll go into next year, and they might make a couple changes. They might not. They don't exactly have a first round pick, so we'll kind of see how that does unfold. But they got a lot of good young players coming through. I think Adelaide should get the win, though. Adelaide actually look like a really solid outfit, and it's at home which Adelaide are very, very, very good at. So I'll tip them here, but yeah, I want to see something from Melbourne. I want to see the young players, play really good. I want to see Petrarca and Oliver back to their best. All of the above. They got too many good players to be getting killed like, what they have been. So we'll have to wait and see again. I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this in the comment section down below. Again, tell me what your tips and predictions are. Again, I'd very much like to know. Subscribe to my gaming/movie channel, which will be getting linked down below. My sports channel, which is this one. All of the above. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.